There was a saying used by our late Queen, which was, "Grief is the price we pay for love." So, where there was great love, we find great grief. Nonetheless, no one wants to grieve. It's painful and often life changing. And it's not an emotion we welcome into our lives, but one that sometimes comes without any warning. There is no right or wrong way to grieve, and as individual people, we experience it differently. Whilst there are similarities, it is important not to compare your grief to another person's. Every single experience is different. Grief support is there to support you after a bereavement or loss, offering a safe, non judgmental space to talk confidentially. Having been through many bereavements myself, the first thing I can honestly say is that it's not easy at first to talk about something which feels so painful. But through talking, we allow ourselves the time to reflect and to find our own way of dealing with those difficult emotions and the many questions we may have. Now, I'm often asked, how long does it take to get over grief? And the answer is, I don't think we really ever get over it. Instead, we find our own way of growing our lives around the grief. It's also important to acknowledge that time can stand still after a bereavement or loss. So the grief can sometimes feel just as painful after a month, a year, or even 10 years later. Grief support sadly cannot answer all of the questions you may have. However, it can support you in finding a meaningful way forward. As to how long that takes, there is no one answer, as everyone is different. That's why grief support should be bespoke to each person. Sessions can be as often as you need, whether that be weekly, fortnightly, or monthly. But these can also be changed to reflect difficult times throughout the year, such as anniversaries, Christmas, or poignant milestones. If you're unsure about how grief support could help you, then you can request a free consultation and we can work together to see how we can move forwards in getting you the support that you require.